Hello viewers, welcome to Asia TV in Conversation with Taha. Today I have in the studio Anna Maria Rozek, a graduate from Faculty of Law, Cardinal Stefan University, and postgraduate in studies in the scope of European Union law at Warsaw University. She graduated from the European Academy of Diplomacy with a specialty of international organizations and completed program in the scope of international business and trade law at the Catholic University of America in Washington, D.C., USA. From 2008 to 2014, she was a president of the Unity Society, which unites social activists and local leaders in Poland. From 2008 to 2009, was the head of the Youth Forum in 33 district constituency and was directly cooperating with the Vice Prime Minister at that time. During her vocational training in Circuit Court of Cook County in Chicago, she co-organized a study delegation of judges from the Circuit Court Cook County with head and court horn, Timothy Evans in Poland. She participated as a specialist for Polish community and Africa in a series of conferences both in Poland and all over the world. She is supporting many Polonia projects and non-governmental organizations around the world. She was nominated to the Polish Community Award, the Pole Zloty on Rampa Radio Ramp's Golden Microphone in New York, USA, for its activities to the benefit of the Polish community. Currently, she is a lawyer in the Light of Africa Foundation, which deals with electrification of rural areas and supports Polish companies in the area of sub-Saharan Africa. She is an advocate trainee in Warsaw and she plans to pursue PhD. Welcome, Anna, to the studio, and thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me here today.
So, Anna, I start my interview and my conversation with asking people, how did you come into this? What drove you to pursue this kind of a career?
I think I always wanted to have influence on my society and change the world. Mm-hmm. So you need to start from yourself and from your society. Where are you in this time? So for me, it was Kielce, my home city, where I have been when I born and when I grow up.
Okay.
And then at this time, I thought that the best way to be involved in the bigger matters would be accessing politics. So I start with the Youth Party in my voivodeship, and actually in the same time the Prime Minister of Poland, he was elected from my city. Mm-hmm. So we have a great perspectives to work, and after some activity in my city, I came to study in Warsaw.
Okay.
I chose law because I thought it's the best way to actually have the knowledge and then to help people around.
Okay.
And I became the youngest member of Warsaw City Council when I was 25.
That's very interesting. Wow. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. And it was actually a big thing because I was also the youngest member elected from not being born in Warsaw.
Okay.
And so I actually work now in the City Council as a councillor and help NGOs to grow there, to do some activity work. I'm also in the Culture Commission and some more others. So that's the short story.
Okay. So tell us about your education in the US, in Chicago, in Washington.
In Washington. I was also in Chicago. So it was in the time I was doing actually a program in the trade law.
Okay.
And I also started to internshiping before the program. I started my internship in United Nations in New York. I really in this time United States. I wanted to be there longer. I like the people attitude. I think I learned a lot about international relations and really having influence by the social work on our environment and people. And then I went to Chicago. So I was doing their conference for Polish people. And I was also working with the consulate in Chicago, Polish consulate in Chicago. And after that, I thought that it would be a great opportunity to do internship in the Circuit Court of Cook County, which is the biggest judicial system in the world, and has a lot of Polish people. We have a lot of Polish community in Chicago, so I started to cooperate with the presiding judge, and he came to Poland. So after all those experiences, I thought, okay, it would be great to do some kind of training in the law in US, and I was so busy, so I couldn't do the proper LLM program or something. So I started to have a basic trade international law, which I'm mostly interested in what I'm doing now.
Okay. So what drew you to Africa? Like, you are working in sub-Saharan Africa, electrifying countries and villages. How did that come along?
I think adventure.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wanted to have some other experience. So I thought, okay, I have some experience in Poland, generally in Europe, then in United States, and this opportunity with Africa came. So some big Polish companies which are noted on Polish Stock Exchange were actually cooperating with Light for Africa Foundation as an agent. And what the foundation is doing, they consult the Polish companies to invest in Africa. And then by that they have money to do the NGO work.
Right.
So they are not, I can say, we're not actually taking money from government. We try to make the money on our own for support our social work there. And so those companies where I thought they're great, the projects are really big because it was building a factory for $55 million in Tanzania with the service points.
That's very interesting.
And it was between Polish government and Tanzania government. So I thought I will have opportunity to use my international trade law skills and also some diplomatic stuff and do some good things.
That's very interesting.
I think combining all those things not come every day. This kind of job opportunity. So I thought it's good, why not to do it?
Sure. No, that's very interesting. So is it more like a social enterprise, that the work you are doing right now?
Yeah, I think we can say this, because it's not company, and it's not, we don't work actually 100% NGO. Because we think that really solving problem in countries like Africa, we don't do it by bringing people here in Europe, but by creating opportunities there.
Understood.
And you create those opportunities by cooperating with the private sector, with the government, and giving the investors possibility to grow in the country and people to have a job and good life.
That's very interesting, very, very interesting. So what is it that the company actually does in Africa? They are doing solar electrification of Africa? Is it green energy that we are talking about?
So actually those companies are more doing silos. So it's food storage and also the tractors. But we as a foundation, we're doing solar, and it depends on the country and possibilities where we want to implement the electrification. But we think that actually by the electrification of region, we can the region can grow. There can be small business, children can learn longer, and so everything, all the development happened because of this. That's why it depends. For example, in Tanzania, we're doing electrification in region Beya, which is on the mountains. So doing their solar power is not so beneficial. So we're going more for water and also the traditional. In the areas where you have a lot of sun, then we do the solar.
The solar one.
Yes.
Okay. So it is all green energy that you're producing there, and
yes.
to uplift the African people by providing more jobs.
Yes, and we're doing them like this infrastructure. We're creating them completely for free with the support of the government. That of course they have all the they manage the electricity there. So we need to have all the approval of the government, but they are very supporting with those projects.
That's very interesting. And you're saying that schools are coming up because of this reason.
Yeah, of course. Like everything is growing because of that. That's amazing.
That's very good. That's amazing news. So viewers, we're gonna take a break here, and we'll come back very soon and talk to Anna about why she's in London and what is exactly she's done here. I'll see you in a minute.